Hi guys, today we are making Lor Mee. Earlier I posted a video of Lor Mee, which is the Filipino Chinese version that we served in the restaurant. Now this version is actually more of a Malaysian Singaporean style of Lor Mee. So we're gonna start off with some pork belly here, and we're not going to use everything here, but this is basically about 600 grams of pork belly. So we're just going to cut that in two, and what we're going to do is we're going to put this in our bracing liquid. So basically just maybe about 7 cups of water into the pot it goes, and then with that too we're going to add some garlic, about, let's go with five cloves. I really like garlic, and that's my dominant flavor in this dish. So just give that a good smash. And into the pot that goes. With that as well is some soy sauce. So we'll put in about half a cup of light soy sauce. Goes in there. And a little bit of black pepper. Now, we want to be braising the pork, but while we're waiting for that, we want to start with some boiled eggs too. So I'll boil some good old eggs into our small pot. Alright. And I've got here tofu. I will put that medium firm tofu after our water has started to boil. I also want this braised with the pork. So the other things that we need for this recipe is I've just got some bean sprouts here, beautiful bean sprouts. We'll blanch that with the noodles that we're adding, and I've got some leftover yu choy, and it's always a great vehicle. Noodles are a great vehicle for vegetables, so let's add that. So our noodle of choice today is thick yellow noodles. So we'll blanch that later on once our pork is ready, and we'll blanch that with our bean sprouts. So for the meantime, while we're waiting for everything to actually start boiling, I've got some shallots here, and this dish goes very well with some chopped up deep fried shallots. So we're gonna deep fry some, and we're gonna save the oil because it's shallot oil, onion oil, garlic oil are amazingly beautiful to add onto dishes. So just give it a good old thin slices of shallots. So just of that, and we're gonna deep fry that. So our pot is boiling now with the pork belly in there, and I just want to quickly add our tofu, medium firm tofu, into the mix. And with this, I want to cover and simmer. So we'll cover and simmer that, and we'll let that cook out a couple of 30 to 40 minutes until that pork belly is nice and tender, and then we'll continue with the rest of our dishes. Grab yourself a small pot and put some oil in it, and we're gonna deep fry our shallots. Yesterday I made some nyohyang, and this will also go in our noodle dish. Let me just show you. So it's basically bean curd meat roll. So this is bean curd skin, and inside is our meat mixture, and we're gonna deep fry that. and we're gonna put that with our noodle dish. We'll have the pork belly, your nyohyang, and as well as your tofu and eggs as your protein in this
I've
dish.
got my
Small pot of oil, and we want to fry our shallots. So let me see if that's ready. Yes. Now, when we put our shallots, we don't want it to be over crowded in there, just so because this also has moisture and it'll splatter back. So just add them slowly, okay? Add them slowly. As you can see, it is boiling like so. So add them slowly is my tip. And once it reaches a certain temperature and it smells awesome, smells lovely, we want to just fry that until they're golden brown. And we want to save the oil, shallot oil, for other dishes that we can season with that. So as you can see, it's just slowly frying. Okay. Just leave that for a bit. Want to make sure you have a paper towel to catch all the extra grease coming off the shallot after it's been fried. Now my eggs have been boiling for a good 5 minutes now, so I'll just shut that off and we'll just leave it to slowly cool down a bit, and then we'll start peeling them too. Now our pork is still simmering. Like I said, we need about 30-40 minutes of boiling time and braising time for them. Our shallots are starting to brown nicely, and we're just gonna keep on cooking them out a little bit more to dry the thicker pieces out. So we've got our eggs peeled already, and our pork belly is still boiling. I've set a pot of water to blanch our noodles and bean sprouts and the yu choy. So it's starting to simmer over there. And in the meantime, while I get everything ready, we have here a pot of oil that we're gonna deep fry our nyohyang. So our meat rolls will go in there, and you want to make sure that the temperature for your oil is not too hot, because you have to remember, you have to cook the inside of, the filling of our meat rolls, and you don't want it all crispy outside but raw inside. So you just have to make sure that you don't have your oil too hot, or you'll get a burnt skin but raw meat inside filling. So we'll just drop that slowly. You can hear a little sizzle. Great. Meat roll. Alright, I think that is done. So we'll take the excess oil out and put it on a paper towel here. Have my pot of boiling water, and what we're gonna do first is we're gonna blanch our yu choy. And so in it goes, in a pot of salted water. This dish needs some black vinegar. So I've got here some black vinegar that is an option that you will put on the side. So it just, it gives it its, a sour kick and a little bit of sweetness. And it just makes a dish, kind of pulls a dish together with all that flavor. So this should be ready soon. And then next we're gonna start blanching our bean sprouts and our yellow noodles. too much. So this is the color we're looking for, really bright green, and the leaves have changed its color to a darker tone. So now I think we're gonna add because the bean sprouts cook faster, and we're gonna put this block. I didn't dare, tear it apart, or else you'll have a lot of broken noodles. So we'll just put that there, and we will slowly stir it to loosen up those noodles. Our noodles have separated, and now I just want to quickly add our bean sprouts. Give that a good mix. And bean sprouts, they don't take long to cook, and honestly I like them a little bit crunchy as well. Just feels right, when you eat it. And while I'm just waiting for that to just boil in a sec, I've already taken out our pork belly and our tofu, and I'm just letting that cool down for a bit. And now we're gonna thicken up that Lor Mee sauce, or that soup. So basically this is done, and we're just gonna strain that. I've got our soup base here for the Lor Mee starting to boil again. Since we've boiled the pork belly, some of the liquid has evaporated, so I had to add about 2.5 cups of water. And so to this, you want to try it and season it again. So let's see where it's at right now. Tastes great, just needs a little bit more salt. So we'll add in a little bit of salt and a little bit more soy sauce, because you want this slightly darker, right? So now that we've added some seasonings, what I have here to thicken our Lor Mee is slurry. Slurry is basically a mixture of cornstarch and water that is used to thicken sauces or soup. So while that's boiling, we will quickly stir that in so that it thickens up right away. So go. That's about 3 tablespoons of cornstarch with a little bit of water. And we'll wait for that to thicken up. Now you might need to add a little bit more, so we'll just try to get that correct consistency. But I will let that boil while I get more cornstarch and water. I've added a couple more tablespoons of slurry, and now I think I've got the correct consistency. As you can see, it's thick enough, but it's still very soupy, and it coats the back of your spoon and drips like so. So we want that kind of consistency where it flows, but it's not too thick that you can't absolutely do anything with it, So now we're gonna add a little bit of egg into our soup, and this is just eggs that I've mixed together, and we're gonna make egg ribbons. So that means we're just gonna pour it slowly in a circular motion without mixing it first. And there you go. They'll cook through the liquid. We are ready to pour our soup into our noodle dish. So as you can see, there's our strands of egg ribbons, and we can give it a good mix now. Yes. Alright. I have a bowl of I just put a little bit, but I want to show you that I've put the noodles in there with the bean sprouts. We're gonna top this off with a little toy. beautiful yu choy. We'll grab our pork belly here. We'll cut a couple of slices of that. As you can see, it's very, very tender. Put those right there. And some of our tofu, which I'll just grab a couple of pieces as well. Right over there. Perfect. Our egg. Now you can toss the egg into the soup pot so that it'll color a little bit, but I just decided not to, just leave it white like so. And lastly, our ngoh. So just like so. Then we will put our soup in it. Now to this you can add whatever you want, like chili, extra chili, which I think we will add chili. And that should be enough. And we'll cut up some green onions here. Put a little bit of green onion and of course coriander. Doesn't love coriander. And some fried shallots and that shallot oil. We're just gonna give it a good, nice, gentle drizzle. There you go. Lor Mee. Doesn't that look gorgeous? So just to give it extra flavorings, you can, like I said, add some red chilies and a couple of dashes of black vinegar. And there you have it. Enjoy!